Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So today's match for you, we've got some pretty interesting decks, a little bit off the beaten path, but I think they're a lot of fun. Okay, so if you've been kind of on the fence about checking these decks out, this is a great time to see them in action. We've got Silphymon doing its DNA digivolving and controlling the board, as well as we've got golden armors. So we've got basically all the yellow armor Digimon all in one deck. So really capitalizing on like the Armadillomons and the Patamons, that sort of thing. So should be a pretty interesting match of these two sort of control decks kind of going head to head. Don't forget, our memory marker this month is Digimon. Just a few days left on this little guy. Super adorable. Handmade out of clay by my wife. Hand-painted face as well. Super, super detailed there. Arms, legs, little tail, and the super adorable ears. Great for an Imperial deck or an Armor Rush deck. You can find that on our Etsy, link in the description below. Also there you can find all of our previous memory markers that we've had on the channel, as well as some of our Battle Ready Ink merch, like our game mats, sleeves, as well as our new dice. Alright, so kicking things off here, we got Silphymon going into a Patamon. So this is the DP reduction, gain 1 memory Patamon. And there we see the Humon there. That's the inheritable of delete a 2000 DP or less, I believe, when attacking. And kicking it over to the other side here, we've got Armadillomon coming down on a Koromon. So a little bit of DP minusing here. So again, more control kind of strategies in the mix. Just playing out a TK though to pass turn. Doesn't want to leave anything on field that could get deleted. Picks up a Magnamon out of security and get that recovery +1. So also choking the opponent so that way they can't go into like an Aquilomon here by putting them at 3. Not what you want to do. So instead they're just going to play out a Dino Humon themselves. Past turn, they have the memory fixer anyway with the TK, so no harm in putting them at 3 because they're going to be there already. And then setting up for their Silphymon play next turn. Oh, but we see a Rapidmon come down here on top of that Armadillomon with the TK there. Will suspend the Dino Humon and DP -5k. So just control that field immediately and then choking the opponent at 1. So forcing out the TK here, probably what they would have preferred to do last turn instead. Picking through security, going to grab up a Salamon. Probably going to be needing it here soon for some recovery to try to stave off some of this bleeding that they're probably about to start facing from that Rapidmon. Those armor purges, you know, it's always difficult to get them off field. All right, we're going to see the new Armadillo Searchermon. Searchermon, I said that, yep. Armadillomon coming down in the raising area. That Rapidmon going to go swing in, just hitting into a Harrismon, so nothing too crazy. Gets to keep the Rapidmon for yet another turn, which is always very powerful. We're going to see a Cody come down, and then a second Cody. So that's going to be like 5 memory at the start of their turn, every turn from here on out, with that memory fixer and the 2 Codys. All right, but now we do see that Aquilomon finally come down with the memory fixer, being able to set them at the 3 they needed to be at. I'm going to go ahead and DNA now into the Silphymon. So this is going to -5,000 on one thing and then delete a target with 5,000 DP or less. So it will delete the armor completely because that DP minus will stay onto the rookie and delete the rookie as well. Swings into a Plasma Shot though. Not enough to take it down though. And then just passing turn with a Kari there. And there we see that Armadillomon come out and gain that 2 off of Cody there. So strong. That's plenty of memory to work with here. Goes into a Digimon here. Should be for 2. There we go, because it was on top of the Armadillomon. We'll swing into the Silphymon here, and then we'll reduce it with all of the DP minusing and easily swing over that Silphymon. Oh, we see a 3rd Cody hit the field. Golly, that's crazy. And then just hard playing a Patamon to pass turn. Nothing on the opposing field. Yeah, they're going to be in a tight spot after this. Definitely needs to do a strong comeback. There's that Salamon that we saw earlier. Definitely going to be something they could probably use right about. Well, maybe not right now, but next turn for sure. You're going to see a Lightning Paw come down. -3,000 on both of those targets. So that'll kill the Patamon off. And then we're going to see a, what is this? The Acid Injection. So 1 memory to -5,000 DP onto that Digimon, which will finish it off. and has to trash a security also. So, hits into a Rasenmon there. Then goes Kari to gain that one back, essentially making that Acid Splash almost free if it wasn't for the security. Pretty solid there. And then hard playing Aquilomon for 4 because there's no yellow targets on field. So, nice bit of control on that hit back there. So, cleared their field just as well in return. Like I said, both very control-heavy decks here. And honestly, they're kind of even a little bit in this manner in the moment. See what they're going to be doing here. Just going into a Magnamon for 4 here, getting a blocker on field, getting another draw in there for that Evo. And we're going to see the Silphymon get promoted here. Probably wants to go ahead and swing in here, see if it gets checked, see if the Magnamon blocks it or not to get that guaranteed recovery. Gets the draw off the Upamon, chooses not to block it, so does die in security anyways, though. Probably was hoping it was going to hit into like a Tamer or something, although there's already 3 Codys on field. I don't know how many more Tamers they've got in this deck. All right, we're going to see that Dinohumon again coming down, getting hard played once again. Pretty brutal. All right, and the Memory Fixer, and then the 3 Codys. Oh, so brutal. Opponent moving that before the player was ready to promote. All right, and then we're going to see the that Digimon come down on top of the Patamon. So it'll be a minus 3,000, I believe, and then the minus 2,000 for each of the Codys. So that will be, wow, goodness, a full clear of DP minusing without even having to swing into one of them. So now it gets that security check. Should gain 1 off of that Patamon there, I believe, for that DP minusing. I don't believe I missed that there. Here we're going to see we do see the Kari also come down here. And then the Fire Rocket for security attack +2, or +1 for 2 total checks. Armor release on the second, and then Armadillomon crashes. Ooh, double Chimeramon back to back. There we do see that memory gain off of the Patamon that was forgot earlier. And now we're going to see armor texture. All right, looks like they're really pushing for big aggro plays here. Oh, but they're just going to go into a Magnamon to pass turn. So 4 Evo on top of that Patamon. Get some more draws. All right, we're going to see that Patamon come down there in Raising, and followed up by a Angemon for 1 Evo. And then just hard playing out a Salamon, just trying to make it one more turn here. And so this is a huge point. For whatever reason, the Cody trigger just doesn't go off. Like, I don't know why they missed that. I don't know how you missed that. I mean, they've been doing it so well this whole time. So very odd that they didn't do it again. Here we will see the Fire Rocket come down. So decides to kill the Salamon to try to play it safe here, I guess. Gains 1 memory back from the Patamon ability here, but yeah, uses the Cody to kill the Salamon. But with the Fire Rocket there, guarantees that they'll have enough memory, or enough to clear the security there. And yeah, see the Fury Mode come down, and then the TK. So right here, the Magnamon coming down for 4. If they had gained the 3 off of Cody, they actually would have just swung for game right there with the Magnamon. So just kind of keep that in mind for moving ahead. The game technically probably should have ended right there because of the Codys that for whatever reason got missed. Here we're going to see Blinding Ray, though. Going to go ahead and gain 2. There's nothing in security, so now is definitely the time to kind of play these sorts of cards. Here we're going to see the Silphymon come down, so just the minus 5,000 for that, and then the 1 cost Rasenmon, because there's no cards in security. So yeah, 1 Evo there. Goes ahead and Digiburst away. I think they probably should have kept the Patamon to gain the memory back, so the DP minus will kill the Magnamon right there. And then swing for security. And it just hits into a Rapidmon. So yeah, they should be at 1 right now if they had kept the Patamon. It might not have actually made that big of a difference here. Yeah, and so they're just going to hard play a Patamon to pass turn. Fortunately, no recovery or anything like that. We do finally see the Codys get triggered. It took the opponent to move the memory. Promotes up out of Raising there. For whatever reason, the Patamon got stuck. glitched out a little bit. Goes into a... so basically the game is over, but they're going for bonus points here. So goes into the Rasenmon for 3, essentially because of the Patamon underneath it. So minus 5,000 DP to both targets. So that Rasenmon's down to 6,000. It then suspends all 3 Codys on attack declaration to minus 6,000. So finish it off, does a full clear, and then also swings for game there. All right, and then first up, we've got for the deck profile, or for the decks, we've got the Rasenmon Silphymon. Definitely some changes, I think, for our deck profile later this week. So if you're curious about that, definitely come back and check the deck profile out later this week, because I think there's some much needed changes. If they had like a Kazuchimon there, when they went into that Rasenmon there at the end, they actually could have recovered 3, and that would have been a huge tempo swing back in their favor. So I think possibly dropping a Rasenmon in a Fury mode down 1 each, and then adding in 2 Kazuchi is pretty solid. And then maybe changing those options up. They were pretty interesting. The Karis and the Blinding Rays, the Lightning Paws, and the Acid Injection. Mainly the Kari with Blinding Ray and Acid Injection is pretty awesome. But you really should have Kazuchimon. If you're going to be trashing your security like that, I think some Kazuchimon would actually be pretty boss with that sort of strategy there. I definitely see the point, though, like getting your security low, and then you can go into Rasenmon for super cheap if you need to. But the Fury mode is probably what you're going to want to Evo with anyways normally. So either way, though, pretty interesting overall. And then here we have the Armor deck, which is also very neat. I'm actually a huge fan of this deck. This is my first iteration of the deck. I think the biggest like kind of flexible spot would be the Shakuamons. Like, we didn't even see them used in any of the games here. So maybe those could be swapped out for something else, possibly. But it was a lot of control, so we saw like the Codys really come into play here with the DP minusing. Also, the Plasma Shot actually should, in theory, also combo pretty well with the deck because of all the DP minusing between the Digimon and the Rapidmons and the Codys. Like, there's a lot of DP minusing, so the Plasma Shot actually makes a lot of sense in this. Probably more sense in this deck than it does in like the Vmon deck that it's clearly like meant to go with. Also, Plasma Shot with Magnamon makes no sense because like nothing about Magnamon has to do with DP minusing, so I don't really understand the point of it. But yeah, so pretty solid overall though. Fire Rocket is really good in armors. Guarantees basically you'll always get the 2 security checks as long as you don't hit into any kind of DP minusing. The Armadillomons are also very sweet there because whether you're doing the Searcher, you're gonna hit any of your armors. You can add with your Searcher there because it's got the yellows in them. And then your Digmons combo really great with your Armadillomons and Patamons there as well. Unfortunately, there's no Vmons or anything like that to substitute out the Armadillos with, but I think that's fine overall. They serve their purpose pretty solidly, I would say. But pretty interesting deck, a lot of fun. And then the Kazimon's there for Kazimon for game. Always nice when you can go hybrid for game.